Listen, it's Mark, south of the River Rain on the glass. I live with my girl Amanda and her daughter Lorinda. She's in her 20s now, we all share this place. Two beautiful women, yeah? My world. Amanda's downstairs boiling the kettle. Lorinda's is in the living room tapping away on her laptop. But me, I'm miles away stranded. I'm living in a family home, but I'm entirely on my own. Welcome to my ends. The postcode inside my skull. I got an Oxford level intellect trapped in a Broadmoor cell. They call it paranoid schizophrenia, I call it a crowded hell. I hear reminders, footsteps on the stairs. Logically, the woman loves me, she's just bringing up the laundry. But my brain draws a different blueprint. My brain tells me a smile is a Trojan horse, tells me the tea she's making is laced with something quiet, tells me the emails Lorinda is typing are encrypted dossiers for the Met. I know it's a madness, that's the tragedy, innit? I'm the architect of my own torture, watching it destroy the women I love.
Living on my own.
Yeah, there's 3 names on the front door,
But I'm the only one bleeding out in this invisible war.
living on my own, surrounded by flesh and bone. But I'm a ghost in my own bedroom, screaming in a vacuum, so profoundly alone. Amanda tried to hold me last night, just a hand on my shoulder. I flinched like she held a blade. I watched her eyes get colder. She asked if I was taking the meds. I told her, yeah, I was lying. They make me numb, they mute the demons, but they mute the warmth of this whole house too. I look in the mirror and I'm on a man I wanted to be for them. He was a protector, he was brilliant, he had a heart. Now he's just a hostage, tearing his own home apart. Yeah, look, look. Yeah, look, synapses snapping like twigs in the dark. A walk in the park turns into Joan of Arc. Burned at the stake of my own observation, hyper aware of my own isolation, calculating angles of the shadows in the hall, hearing secret whispers from behind the plaster wall. Is my girl an angel, is a daughter a spy? There's a panic in my chest, there's a static in my eye. I'm a genius deciphering the code that doesn't exist, writing tragic soliloquies with a trembling wrist. They look at me with pity but they'll never understand the sheer exhaustion of a mind that you cannot command. I'm a king on a chessboard, surrounded by queens and pawns, but the board is a cliff and the king is withdrawn. Amanda just knocked on the door, soft hesitant.
Mark, you alright in there, babe?
Lorinda plated up some dinner, come eat with us. Just a pure, simple act of kindness from a family I helped build. But to me, it sounds like a threat wrapped in barbed wire. I wanna open the door, I wanna sit at that table, I wanna tell them I'm terrified of my own reflection, but I can't. The paranoia locks the hinges.
So I'm living on my own.
3 names on the front door,
But I'm the only one bleeding out in this invisible war. Living on my own.
surrounded by beating hearts, but I'm watching my universe get torn apart.
Living on my own.
Yeah, Amanda,
Living on my own.
I'm fine, babe. Tell Lorinda I said, it's my team. I'm just tired.
Living on my own. I'm so tired.
Living on my own, in a house full of love.
Living on my own.
Living on my own.
It's Amanda. Sitting at the kitchen table, Lorinda's just gone to bed. She's 26, my girl. She'd be worrying about her own life, but she's worrying about us. I'm looking at the hallway, staring at his bedroom door. The tea I made him is sitting on the carpet, gone cold. He thinks I poisoned it. My Mark, the smartest man I ever met, terrified of a Tetley's tea bag. He says he's living on his own, but he doesn't realize he took me into the dark with him. You know what the cruelest part of schizophrenia is? It's the theft. It steals the man but leaves his body behind to taunt you. I remember the man who used to hold me, his mind was a cathedral. Now his genius is a guillotine and his thoughts are the blade. When I touched his shoulder last night, he flinched, he looked at me. His partner, a safe place, like I was an assassin. I went into the bathroom, turned the taps on full blast, and I wept because how do you fight an enemy that lives inside the blood of the person you love? How do you prove your innocence to a judge who's hallucinating the jury?
He's living on his own, locked behind the door of his own design.
While I'm out here losing my mind, watching him lose his.
He thinks he's a ghost in a vacuum, but I'm the one haunting these halls.
Screaming I love you at the plaster walls. We're together but we're so profoundly alone. He told me he's taking his meds, I sweep up the pills he hides behind the radiator every Sunday. I don't say a word, what's the point? If I challenge him, I become part of the conspiracy. Lorinda typed an email for work today, and I saw his eyes darting. He thinks my daughter is sending codes to the government. He's a prisoner of war in a war that doesn't exist, and I'm just a civilian, standing in the crossfire of his shattered synapses. Yeah, look, I'm a widow to a man who still possesses a pulse. Watching logic get replaced by the frantic infos. Every shadow is a sniper, every whisper is a threat. I'm paying off an emotional, impossible debt. He's mapping out the matrices of invisible crimes while I'm reading the obituaries of a happier times. I can't medicate his demons, I can't reason with the ghosts. I am failing to protect the man that I cherish the most. His intellect's a labyrinth, a beautiful maze, but the minotaur is starving, it's been feeding for days. He thinks I'm a Trojan horse, hiding soldiers inside, but I'm just a broken woman with nowhere to hide. I'm holding on to Sam, watching him slip through the cracks. I will take the burden from him, put the weight on my back, but the tragedy of man is the ultimate cost. He's the one holding the map, but we're both getting lost. I knocked on his door earlier. Mark, you alright in there, babe? Lorinda plated up some dinner. Come eat with us. Silence. Just the heavy breathing of a terrified king. I sat against the door back to back with him, separated by 2 inches of wood. I could feel him shaking on the other side. I whispered, I love you, Mark, I'm not the enemy. But I don't think he heard me. The paranoia screams louder than I ever could.
So he's living on his own, locked behind the door of his own design.
While I'm out here
watching him decline. He thinks he's a ghost in a vacuum, but I'm standing right outside the room, watching my universe get torn apart.
I'm still here, Mark, I'm right here. But you're so far away.
Living in Bristol, living in hell, living on our
They think it's Mark talking. Amanda's on the other side of the door, crying behind the door. Lorinda's downstairs, tiptoeing around the ghost upstairs. But Mark's tied to a chair in the back of his own mind. I'm the one behind the steering wheel now. I am the illness, the anomaly, the dark matter in his frontal lobe. And I've got to admit, I absolutely love the view from up here. He was a genius, you know, an Oxford level intellect. But what's a castle without a king to overthrow? I took his brilliant imagination and I weaponized it. I turned his sanctuary into a surveillance state. When Amanda brought him that cup of tea yesterday, I was the one who whispered cyanide. Mark smelled the almonds. I felt his heart rate spike. I felt the terror grip his chest. It was exquisite, like drinking a fine wine made of pure panic. I feed on the decay of his happiness. I am the rot and the foundation of this beautiful little family. I'm living in his bones. I evicted the man, now I'm sitting on his throne,
watching the beautiful destruction of his home.
They think he's profoundly alone, but he's not, he's with me, and I'm never ever letting him go. He screams at me, you know, when Amanda sits outside the door, whispering that she loves him. Mark is a prisoner behind his own ribs, begging me to let him open it, begging me to let him hold his girl, to eat the dinner Lorinda plated. He is weeping and inside a silent, paralyzed weeping, but I just smile with his lips. I whisper to him, they're plotting, mate, they're sharpening the knives. The cruelty is a masterpiece, I make him watch through his own eyes, while I break the only heart that beats for him. Parasite perched on the cortex, spinning his logic right into a vortex. Master of ceremonies, king of the maze. I'm painting a masterpiece out of his days. I knock at his woman, I see an assassin. I feed him the panic, I ration the passion. He tries to fight back with his logic and reason, but I am the architect framing the treason. I hijack the optic nerve, twist up the audio, turn a sweet home to a tragic portfolio. A symphony written in sorrow and dread. I'm the closest companion inside of his head. She cries in the hallway, he weeps in his soul, but I am the entity in full control. Checkmate on the chessboard, the king has been slain. I'm the phantom that dances in rage. Amanda just spoke through the wood. I'm right here, Mark. Mark's soul is throwing itself against the glass of his own eyes. He wants to say thank you. He wants to say, please save me. So I lean into his ear, right into the very center of his shattered psyche. And I whisper, silence. Mark, she's wearing a wire.
Living in his bones.
I evicted the man.
Now I'm sitting on his throne,
watching the beautiful destruction
of his home.
He thinks he's profoundly alone. Yeah, Amanda, I'm fine, babe.
Oh, he's not fine.
He's not fine.
He's mine.
He's mine. Living on my own. Living on my own. White walls, linoleum floors, and I was sectioned. It had to happen. The madness almost swallowed me whole. But the doctors, the meds, they threw a rope down into the dark. The fog in my skull is clearing. I can finally see the parasite sitting in the corner of my mind. He looks panicked. He knows the lease is up. You think these little pills can kill me, Mark? I'm the architect! I'm the genius! I am you! Nah, mate. You're just a parasite in my head. And I'm about to cut you out. They locked you up! Look what Amanda did to you. She put you in a cage. She didn't put me in a cage. She pulled me out of a burning building. Lorinda's laughing at you! They don't love a madman! They love a sick man who's fighting to get well, something you'll never understand. My Oxford intellect isn't your weapon anymore. It's my scalpel, and I'm cutting you out of my cortex. I'm taking back the throne. I spent years in the shadows, but I'm shattering the stone. I'm stepping out the vacuum. I'm rebuilding the bone. Look at the ghost, he's finally breathing the air. Waking up from the nightmare, fighting fair. I'm healing my mind. I am never living on my own. I am the parasite, king of the maze. But I own the land, and I'm setting the blaze. Every shadow's a sniper. You're under attack. It's just this light on the wall, I am taking it back.
I gave you the intellect, I gave you the sight. You gave me a prison disguised as the light. A man is an agent, her love is a lie.
She's my anchor to earth when you're poisoning the sky.
Remember the flinching, the trauma you caused?
I'm unposing my life, mate, defeating the flaws.
Lorinda is terrified. Look what you've done.
The healing has started, the battle is won.
I hijacked your genius, your mind is my fault.
Then I'm breaking the hinges, resetting the fall.
You're nothing without me, a shell of a man.
I'd rather be broken than part of your plan.
You're a pawn on a board, you're stepping off the cliff. I'm the king of this castle, you're just a what if. They're plotting against you, you're sharpening the knife.
No, they're waiting in Bristol to give me my life.
I am the darkness. You cannot be free.
You're a shadow, bruv, and shadows die when they look at the sun. Silence. For the first time in 3 years, absolute beautiful silence. Visiting hours, the ward door opens. Amanda walks in, Lorinda's right behind her. Amanda looks exhausted, but her eyes, they're so full of love. She's holding a paper cup from the hospital cafeteria. Got you a tea, Mark, she says, her voice is shaking. She remembers the terror, she remembers the Trojan horse. Don't drink it, it's poison. I look at the cup, I look at my girl. I reach out, my hand doesn't tremble, I don't flinch. I take the cup and I drink it. It's just tea, warm, ordinary, perfect tea. Amanda bursts into tears, she falls into my chest, ripping my shirt. Lorinda wraps her arms around us both. The ghost is dead, the man is alive.
I'm taking back the throne.
I've got 3 beating hearts inside this.
This clinical zone.
I stepped out of the vacuum.
I rebuilt the bone.
Look at the king, he's finally breathing the air. He conquered the nightmare, he's fighting fair.
I am healed, I have grown. I am never, ever living on my own.
Thanks for the tea. Amanda tastes perfect. South of the river, Bristol rain. Pack my bags, girls.
We're going home. He thinks I'm God. I'll never be God.
He'll never be rid of me.